Welcome to HeadKick Audio, episode number DWCS. For those of you that don't speak
What does that
Spanish,
mean?
17.
What? 17? What the fuck?
1-7.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Okay, so we got a lot of shit going on. We had Dana White's Contender Series. What is it, like 21?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had PFL Week 5 of their 2019 season. We had CES 57 featuring the best heavyweight outside of the UFC. And then we had LFA 72, which,
Woo woo.
right here, we was there live. Okay, and then tonight we just got done watching Edgar Holloway for the Featherweight title, UFC 240.
That was fucking phenomenal.
It was very great. It was very good. So, I mean, fuck. Let's dive in. Let's go ahead and start with where we began our week in Dana White's Contender Series. How many contracts were given out?
3.
That's right. That's right.
Just 3. I was actually surprised. I thought there was going to be more.
Okay, so Billy Quarantillo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Quarantillo. He defeated Camuela Kirk at the end of at the beginning of round 3. Looks like 22 seconds security contract.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then Jamal Hill defeated Alexander Popek.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a TKO at the end of round 2. Secured a contract.
Yes, he did.
Okay, and then JJ Okanovich defeated 808, sorry guys.
Defeated the 808.
Defeated Christian Lawson via unanimous decision. Though it was dominant, no contract secured.
Yeah, I forgot what the third one was. I thought it might have been
Sean Woodson defeated Terrence McKinney via knockout. That was the 45-pound guy. Well, 145 pounds. He's not just 45
Yeah.
pounds. I mean, you guys
It'd
are
be like super crazy.
This is an MMA show, so you're gonna have to like understand these terms.
Which I still don't. It's so difficult.
At the MMA white belt, okay, your new handle at the MMA white belt. Yeah, he was 145 pounds. He took the fight on short notice, and he's like 6'3".
It's fucking ridiculous.
That's huge. That's as tall as Daniel Madrid. Daniel Madrid is 6'3", and he's 185 pounds. This guy's 6'2.5", allegedly, and all of 145 pounds. Super like lanky dude. And he actually credited his knockout to Masvidal because it was that.
Oh yeah, because it was the flying knee.
Okay, and then in your main event, Ramazan Kuramagomedov, another Magomed, huh?
Kuramagomedov.
He defeated Jordan Williams via split decision. I actually scored it for Jordan. I don't know who you scored it for.
Well, I actually scored it for Kuramagomedov.
Ooh, so we're split here on the split decision, huh?
Yeah, I think he just did a little bit more. He had, just some things that kind of stood out to me was he had that one crazy head kick. I forgot what round it was. I gotta start putting what round.
Now let me stop you right there so I can explain something to our audiences, both on the video and on the audio. Jonathan at the MMA white belt. Okay. He prefers damage. Oh, there goes my dryer. It's winding down. Right? Okay, so he prefers damage over like quantity, quality. He wants to see faces busted up. So if your face is busted up, even if you are fucking winning, you're a loser.
Not necessarily. Tonight it was that way. No, with me, like, as long as if I see that you're doing more, that's what I'm going to give the round to. Unless there's just, like, something crazy definitive that the other fighter does. It's like, even though this guy was doing all this, he almost put him on his ass like 5 times. And that was just, his 5 strikes.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
You hear it?
I was like,
it's like the devil.
Ice cream. See you later.
After I do have ice cream. We could do that. We can have ice cream. Yes. The kids are asleep.
It's been a while.
The kids are asleep. But hey, we worked out today. Okay, we deserve it.
Oh yeah.
We earned it. Okay, # earned. Okay. Now Jordan Williams, had he won this fight, Dana was going to give him the contract.
Mm.
He doesn't win, so I wonder why he doesn't get it. I mean, I know why he doesn't get it. His win wasn't impressive.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure if Jordan Williams had won this fight, even if it was, split decision or unanimous decision, I don't know that Dana would have given him the contract either. Because it wasn't, oh my God, did you see that fight?
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those barn burner slobber knockers. It was kind of...
It was like, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's one of those fights. It's going to get lost in the shuffle. Nobody's going to remember this fight in 2 days. You know what I mean? The only reason why anybody would remember it is shows like us where we recap everything. They're going to hear about it.
Mm.
So this isn't going to be one of those fights where you're talking about it like Holloway, Ortega. You know what I mean? That was a badass fucking fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even go back farther, Henderson, Shogun. Holy shit,
yeah.
That was a badass. You go farther. Bonner Griffin. Yeah, that was a badass fight. I mean, I could fucking go on. But I just kept going back in history. It's actually kind of cool. I was having flashbacks of all these dope ass fights. This was not one of them. But yeah, so Billy, Jamal, and Sean, they all get contracts, and they are all the ones with the normal names. Well, except for I think I'm saying that wrong. Is it Jamahal? Or is it Jamal?
I think it's just Jamal.
Okay.
Because that's what they were calling him on the thing.
Well, yeah, because they're Jamal.
Side tangent. There was a little girl that I used to babysit when we lived in Germany. She couldn't say my name, Jonathan, and so she called me Jamahan.
Jamahan?
Yeah, so here Jamahal.
Jamahal?
This makes me like remember like back in the day, that little girl. Jamahan, come play, Jamahan. I'm like, I guess I'm Jamahan.
Right? Well, that's pretty close to drummer hand, and you have drummer hands, so, I don't know, maybe she was on something.
Maybe.
Anyway, so that's your Dana White's Contender Series.
Congrats to all the winners.
Yeah, congrats to your contract winners, Jamal, Billy, and Sean. Sean, as a matter of fact, is an LFA vet. So, up next, this past Thursday, which we were actually in the Phoenix area taking care of some stuff and some things.
Some LFA business.
Yeah, we were on the call. We were live taking care of some weigh-ins for a specific card. We're not gonna, say who we was working for. We weren't gonna, brags about nothing. But
I'm actually kind of jealous. Your little wristband looks a lot better than mine. Mine looks like I actually like sweat through the band. It's all like wrinkly and shit. Like 10 times wrinklier than that.
Wrinklier. I like that. Is that really a word? Wrinklier?
I don't fucking know. I'm from the South. I'm educated, but I'm not that edumacated, so I'll make up my own shit. I don't give a fuck.
Anyway, so we were busy in Phoenix doing some LFAs. Oh shit, I told them who it was. God damn it. So, yeah. I only caught like the highlights and stuff on this, so that's pretty much all I got. I know that there was a split decision with Andre Harrison and Movlid Khaibuliev. That about right? Khaibuliev?
Yeah, I called him Hobby Bulev. That I don't know what. That's not even remotely. I think I'm adding letters into the name.
Maybe it's Haibuliev. Haibuliev.
Yeah, it's either Kaibuliev or Haibuliev.
I don't know. It's Russian, and I'm not good at Russian, okay? Terrible. It's terrible. So we got Lok Ranjabov. He defeated Elias? Or Elias?
I think...
Jerome. Via split decision. Alexander Almeida defeated Peter Pettis. Unanimous decision.
Well, not dominant according to the score, but he was pretty...
Oh, so you caught that one?
Yeah. Do not do this, but I was listening while I was driving up here today.
You hear this, ladies and gentlemen. Do not MMA and drive.
Yeah. That is a no-go.
Okay. Islam Mamedov defeated Bao Yingcheng? Yin Chang?
Yin Chang.
Yin Chang.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those like weird CA makes a ch sound.
Okay, so he got TKO in round 1, about halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, a little bit more than halfway through. That's my bad. I read it 250, not 350. My bad.
Oh.
It's 350.
350.
Andre Harrison and Movlid Kayabulayev. I'm making a song out of it. They get a majority draw. That was Movlid. He's the guy that did the fucking like 10-second KO last time he fought. Who was it? The Leech, Damon Jackson.
Yeah.
He knocked out Damon Jackson in like 10 seconds. I almost said 10 minutes.
He has that's the
fastest
knockout record in PFL history.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, and then Natan Schulte, or Schult. Is this Schult or Schulte?
Schult.
Okay, so Natan Schulte defeated Jesse Hansen via unanimous decision, 30-27s across the board there.
Yeah, he was very dominant on the ground.
Okay, and then one of my favorites. Okay, so I didn't get to see like the highlights in this fight, but I saw the highlights of after the fight when Jeremy Kennedy was getting interviewed. He was doing backstage post-fight interviews, and fucking Steven Seiler comes over in the middle of the interview, and he's eating a slice of pizza, and he offers a bite over to Kennedy, and he takes a bite, and like they hug it out and shit.
That's pretty cool.
That was cool as fuck. But I would have been like, okay, now I've already had a bite. Go get me a whole slice, bro. Come on, man. So that's real cool. I mean, Steven Seiler, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. I like that guy.
Good people.
I like that guy. You know, I think he's probably not the best fighter in the world. You know, and his record shows that. But his record also shows that he doesn't, take easy fights, and he never says no. He never says no. So, well, PFL don't give you the fucking option. The only way you can say no is you miss weight, and then they fucking give you the boot. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, you miss weight? Fuck you. Alex Gilpin, also, okay, so I'm sorry, actually, Jeremy Kennedy defeated Steven Seiler via unanimous decision. Alex Gilpin defeated Freddy Assunção via guillotine choke, and this fool did not tap.
What? He just went to sleep. He was like, I will not tap. Just give me a pillow.
And I believe Freddy is Rafael Assunção's. Is that Rafael Assunção's brother? I know he's got 2 brothers.
Probably.
So I have to look that shit up. Well, actually, you're gonna have to look that shit up, dog. So while he's looking that up, I'll go over the rest of the card. Nate Andrews. This is a CES lightweight champion. He defeated Rashid Magomedov via unanimous decision. And I believe Rashid is a former UFC lightweight. I think, if I'm not mistaken. 808. Lance Palmer defeated Luis Rafael Florentino via TKO strikes in round 3. And he was about halfway through that round when he took that one. And then Chris Wade, kind of becoming one of the faces of PFL. He takes a unanimous decision from Ahmed Aliev. 29-28 across the board there. So, PFL, all these fights, they matter. So, while we're here, let's go ahead and go over the
brackets.
Yeah, the brackets so far, because I know we still have like the light heavyweights, and the heavyweights.
Yeah. And real quick before we move on, Freddie
Assunção.
His brother is Rafael. Rafael.
Yeah, it's Rafael Assunção.
Okay, there's the women's lightweight.
Okay, so this is so far in the PFL brackets on their 2019 season. So we're just going to go ahead and go from top to bottom on every division that is already set. So in the women's lightweight division, we are already at the semifinals because they did an 8-woman tournament. Or 8, this is an 8-woman season. They don't like tournament, remember?
Oh yeah.
Even though it's a tournament format, they hate calling it a tournament.
It's a season.
It's a season. It's like garlic salt. Oh, that's seasoning. Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
Okay, so you've got Larissa Pacheco, who is the number 4 seed, taking on number 1 seed, Sarah Kaufman. She's Canadian. She's Canadian.
Well, I mean, that's actually going to be really cool because there was a Canadian and a Brazilian that fought tonight. And now that's going to be a Canadian and a Brazilian fighting there.
Oh, you're talking about tonight's co-main event on 240?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a really good
Well,
matchup.
what I really like about the women's lightweight division, especially in your semifinals, and PFL kind of does a really good job of getting outside talent. I mean, when I say outside talent, I mean like outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, a lot of those names I couldn't fucking pronounce. You know what I mean? So they make shit up probably a lot better than, you know, your Bellators, which are actually kind of, you know, making me sound like a fucking idiot right now because they're doing a lot of shit across the pond. You know what I mean? So they're not afraid to try and make stars out of, you know, people from different countries. So Sarah Kaufman, number 1, taking on number 4, Larissa Pacheco, and then Kayla Harrison. She's the number 2 seed. She's taking on Jenna Fabian, who's the number 3 seed. So there's only 4 women in this bracket here. This is gonna set up the fucking coolest championship in women's lightweight history. The only championship ever in women's lightweight history. I don't think there's ever been a lightweight tournament in the female division, ever. And my call here is gonna be Kaufman Harrison. And I'm super stoked about that. I think PFL did a very good job being very careful with the matchmaking to set up your badass fucking championship there. So, super stoked. My pick is Kaufman all the way. You heard it here first.
And just so we have a friendly little...
Oh, you think Harrison's going to win?
I think Harrison might take him.
Okay, well, if not, beer's on you, bud.
You got it.
Okay, in your featherweight division, we have Lance the Party Palmer, your number 1 seed overall. He's going to be fighting, how do you say that? Rabadanov? Rabadanov? He's rubbing one off? No?
Maybe. I'm sure he did after he qualified for this. I don't know.
Okay, so you have Palmer, Rabadanov. I'm gonna stop saying that. Your number 1 versus number 8. And then you have Gilpin versus Harrison. That's your number 4 versus your number 5. And then you have Laurentino versus Kennedy. That's your 3 versus 6. And then finally you have Kayabuliev versus Daniel Pineda. I'm assuming that's Daniel Pineda. I'm not actually 100% sure. But they're featherweights. So I think he was in the mix here. Although I didn't see him compete on Thursday. He wasn't on that card. So him or was it just Pineda? Yeah, it was just Pineda.
Yeah, I wonder if...
No, because it was a lightweight, Ramsey Nijem. I didn't see him on Thursday's card either. So 2 fighters that I didn't see compete, but I think there was a weight issue
I think that's
where
probably what it was.
their respective opponents like missed weight, and so they just got the bye, which means they automatically got 3 points, and that was probably enough for them to qualify.
Yeah.
What I would have done is I would have said, hey, my opponent dropped out. I know we're 10 pounds apart, but if the fucking fight don't mean nothing, you want to fight me?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's extra damage they don't need to take in the season.
Exactly.
But, you know, I'm down.
I'm always down to see people fight.
I'm always down to fight.
I'll fight you.
One of these days. One of these fucking days. We'll get scrapped. Okay, so that's your men's featherweight division and your men's lightweight division. So this is not Kayla Harrison's division. This is Natan Schultz. Okay, so your number 1 seed is going to take on your number 8 seed. So that's returning champion Natan Schultz versus UFC veteran Ramsey Najem. And Ramsey Najem clocks in at number 8. Number 4 versus number 5, Aliyev versus Magomedov. Okay, number 3 versus number 6, and what's probably going to be the best fight in that bracket is going to be Chris Wade versus Nate Andrews. Yeah, that's going to be a no-pass fight. Okay, and then Magomedov versus...
Mamedov.
Mamedov?
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking me over here. Mamedov versus Ramadubov. Radzmabov.
Radzabov.
Radzabov?
Yeah.
Oh man, rinse him off. I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is no disrespect to any of these guys, but you know, I didn't have Lillian. What is it, Lillian Garcia?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear Lillian Garcia pronounce any of these because I was busy, you know, working. So
Yeah.
I didn't get to hear all this shit. So of course I'm gonna butcher everything. It's no disrespect. And you know, it's a show, we gotta keep it entertaining, so we're gonna laugh at other people's my last name is Front Roth, so fucking read that and try to pronounce it. You're gonna have even more fun with my middle name, so fuck off. Okay. In the men's welterweight division, you have number 1 seed, is that Hermes Franca? Which Franca is that? I know a lot of Francas, and they're all Brazilian. Well, he's taking on number 8 seed, Fialho. And then, what's probably going to be my favorite fight in this division here is going to be John Doomsday Howard versus David Bulldog Machad. Okay. Oh, Glycow. Okay. Glycow. It sounds like a Brazilian Geico.
It does.
Right?
Yeah. After I heard it, I was like, hey, Geico.
Yeah. Okay, so Doomsday versus Bulldog. That's going to be the fight that I want to see. That's the fight I want to see. Okay, because I think Machad had a hiccup against Sadabusai.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got kicked in the fucking ribs and that shit broke. What are you going to do? Fight with a broken rib? I mean, come on. That shit fucking hurts.
Yeah, don't take the extra damage if you don't fucking need to.
Yeah, fuck that. But since then, Machado's looked great, and we just saw him the other night.
Mm-hmm.
He's big, man. He's big.
I was kind of scared.
Yeah, he's a big. I mean, he's not very tall. But he's man, every bit of 171. You know what I mean? So I'm super stoked for that fight. Both these guys are pressure fighters. They both got hands. I'm a little stoked.
I think that's probably going to be the best fight out of the quarterfinals that we have.
You also have Sadabusai versus Ray Cooper, two guys that are not as scared to throw hands.
Yeah.
But Ray Cooper just got knocked the fuck out by John Howard. Okay, he took some of those doomsday hammer fist or punches or whatever you want to fucking call them.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cinder blocks is what I would call them. Because, I think Ray's probably going to rely on his wrestling, and he'd be smart too. Sadabusai was actually exposed tremendously in his last fight.
Yeah.
I believe it was against Franca.
I think so.
I think it was. And I think that's going to be Cooper's path to victory here, is to get this fight to the ground. Don't fuck around on the feet. Sadabusai is long.
I would not mess with that
he's
power.
Accurate, and he throws heavy.
Yeah, that power is...
With punches, kicks, whatever. He throws heavy. So get that fight to the ground. And then Magomed Karimov, right? Did I say that right?
Magomed Karimov.
Yeah, but his first name is Magomed. So he's Maga.
Sorry.
What's up, Maga? Oh shit, 808 that shit.
808.
Well, he's rematching Chris, the Action Man Curtis.
And hopefully there's a little bit more action than there was in their first meeting.
Yeah, so I think Chris is putting in the work here, and I think he's going to figure it out. I have a feeling that going through that first fight and taking that L is just going to motivate him. You know what I mean? Magomed looked beatable. He looked beatable for the first time that I've seen this man compete. He actually looked beatable against Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So, come on, man.
Yeah, I think if...
And this is the returning champion. Magomed Karimov was a champion last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he blew through the season. He looked every bit of invincible. But Chris, in a losing effort, made him look beatable.
Yeah, I think if he, I think if he takes time
Stop clowning.
to stop clowning around, stop, taunting and stuff like that. The guy doesn't understand you, has no idea what you're saying to him, probably. Just go in there and just make him understand that you're in there to fucking throw down. Get in there, take him down, ground and pound, or,
He needs to get in his face. He definitely needs to get in his face.
A lot of pressure.
Well, you saw him start to wear in the third round. That pressure was actually starting to get to him. So all Chris has to do is, shut down the fucking, the trash talk, the mental aspect of it.
Yeah.
And just focus on the physicality, because the physicality is where he'll beat him. You're not going to get in Magomed's head. Like you said, he doesn't speak English. He don't give a fuck what you're saying. You could be saying, I'm going to lick your mom's elbow. Okay? He doesn't understand. Okay? He has no fucking idea.
Probably look at you and smile and go, alright. Or something, I don't know.
It's too bad he's not friends, because I said, bloody Americans! Okay, well that's enough there. And then I believe those are the only divisions, because they skipped middleweight this year. And the heavyweights and the light heavyweights, they throw down, not next week, but the week after.
August
6th?
6th or 8th. Whatever.
Okay, well cue me up for CES.
Gotcha.
CES 57. While I was working, because I wasn't having to, I had some time here, so I was able to catch a few of these fights. I didn't get to catch all of them, but I caught the majority of them. So we'll go ahead and start with Andre Hall defeating Pat McCrohan via submission rear naked choke in the first round. And then Hillary Rose defeated Kayana Rain via submission rear naked choke in the first round. So back-to-back RNCs. Did you have something for me there?
August 8th.
August 8th is when the heavyweights and the light heavyweights throw down?
Yes, sir.
So that means our boy Kevin Tiller?
Fuck yeah.
Mama's boy getting jiggy with it.
Mama's boy is going to make his opponent want to call his mama.
That's good. Okay, so Tateki Matsuda defeated Matt Almy via unanimous decision, 30-27s and a 30-26 in there, 808. That fight was the where both guys looked like they didn't want to fight each other. Remember that one?
Oh, was that the one where when I was able to kind of catch some of it, all they were doing was like hugging it out?
Yeah, they were hugging and like running away from each other.
Like, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm just gonna run.
Yeah.
Maybe not like that. I don't want to get punched, but you know.
Johnny Campbell defeats Chris Mutino via TKO elbows in round number 2. That sucks. That's one of the ones I didn't get to see actually. Sean Soriano knocked the fuck out. He got Saul Almeida.
Really?
Now, Saul, he's fought some tough dudes. Okay, you look at his record and it's not like super impressive, but you look at his losses and it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But Sean, a UFC vet, and this guy, I don't give a fuck what you say. His hands are excellent, and they're heavy. Okay. He puts a dude out.
It looks like he did it pretty quick. 1:22 in the first round.
Yeah. Well, you got to. Saul is a crafty veteran who's got pretty decent ground game, and you don't want to fucks with that. Soriano, he's not bad on the ground, but if his opposition is better, you need to keep it on the feet.
Yeah.
Okay, Dennis Paiva returns with a knockout in round 1 against Antonio Castillo Jr. Paiva was actually, I don't know like a good way to describe it. Like jubilant? He was super fucking stoked. Like on the verge of tears. Or he may even be crying. I don't know. I was looking at a very tiny screen. So yeah. This one right here. But like he was just super happy to get the win. He was actually, on a hot streak not too long ago, and then some shit went down, and so I think he's just happy to get back on track.
Do you think that puts him back into like some sort of like
with Paiva,
title
always.
picture or something? Or?
Yes, always, especially in CES.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with CES at all. So
he's a CES guy. You know what I mean? There are guys that are like, when you think about CES. Like, Dennis Paiva definitely comes to mind. Matt Bissett definitely comes to mind. Greg Ribs Rebello, that motherfucker comes to mind too. You know what I mean? Speaking of ribs, who was in that main event, John?
Greg Rebello.
That is right. Greg Rebello is the baddest fucking heavyweight outside of the UFC, in my opinion. In my opinion, as you all know, it cannot be countered. It cannot be contemplated. It is, my opinion is factual. It is facts. Okay? If you don't think Greg Rebello is the best heavyweight outside of the UFC, go fight him. Go fight him.
Well, I probably die.
You guys are in the same division.
Well, I'm in a super heavyweight division, so
I think Greg would still take that fight. I'm serious. I think he would fight outside of heavyweight. He's that badass. And I mean, most heavyweights probably would. I remember my first amateur fight. I think I've probably referenced this before, but there was a super heavyweight scrap where one dude was like your size, the other dude was like 6'5" and like 300 plus pounds, and the little dude won. And Greg Rebello is not the biggest fucking heavyweight in the world. He actually defended his heavyweight title against Kevin Haley in round number 1, and it was very clear from the beginning that Kevin wanted absolutely no part of Rib's hands.
Oh,
man.
really?
Dude, no fucking way. He was trying to clinch up and push Greg up against the fence to tire him out so that his hands wouldn't be so devastating. And Greg is just, he's too good. And, oh my god, it's so fucking cool watching this guy fight. Because you know what he does? His hands are down here, bro. Can you see my hands right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see him because they're so low. Because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I noticed there's a, at least with, getting into the MMA and everything, I've noticed that there's a lot of fighters that will fight with their hands down, and instead of up here like you see normal fighters because you want to fucking protect your face, but I guess if you're confident enough in your abilities,
yeah, that's usually guys with a karate background. Because the traditional karate stance, your hands are lower. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, or guys that are just like don't give a fuck, like your Nicks and Nates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those guys don't give a fuck. Because they can take a beating.
I think those guys just love to scrap.
Yeah. Well, they used to be the Scrap Pack. The Diaz brothers, Gilbert Melendez, and there was a couple other guys in there, but it was like so the 4, the Scrap Pack was Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, Gilbert Melendez, and fucking Jake Shields. Because believe it or not, Jake Shields, like he used to be a badass. In his old age, and I'm saying old for MMA because he's not that old. Yeah. But he's not faring too well. He's a one-dimensional fighter. He never developed his hands. He's just a grappling guy. He's a jiu-jitsu whiz. I mean, he's got wins over like Dan Henderson. Let's see, who else does he have wins over? He's got some other decent ones. I don't have his fucking record in front of me. But he was the former Strikeforce champ. Mm. So, the dude's legit. But yeah, Greg, first round knockout. And he said he was going to give the people one more, right? Because he'd done the Dana White's Contender Series once or twice. I'm not really 100% sure. And I don't know. I think like the moment just caught up to him and he hesitated. And you can't do that, especially in the heavyweight division. Yeah. So he got bounced out of there, came back to defend his title, and did it with relative ease against a guy who is, he's probably not the best heavyweight out there, but I mean, to have the balls to get in there with Rebello, period. Yeah. That says a lot. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. He made it look super fucking easy. He's still a dangerous guy. He's still a popular guy. People still want to see this man fight, including this guy. So, I'm all for it. If Rebello wants to continue, even if you're just defending your title. You don't have to get to the UFC to be a fucking phenomenal fighter, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Look at guys like Fedor. Fedor never fought for the UFC, and he will go down as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Mm-hmm. Never setting foot in the octagon. So I don't think you have to get to that, that stage. Yeah. Maybe Rebello could get to Bellator. Maybe he could, jump in next year's PFL. You know what I mean? There's other places he can go. He can try across the pond over at, Cage Warriors or ONE FC. There's other promotions. It doesn't have to be the UFC. But I just think that he's, I want to test myself against the best. And I can understand that. And I can appreciate that. But, Greg, there's plenty of other fish in the sea when it comes to promotions, okay? You don't have to just go to the UFC. You can go to one of the other top dogs. Especially in Bellator. Dude, the way this guy fights, okay, and the marketability that he possesses, even though he's a little bit older, and I say a little bit older, he's 30 or older. I think he's like 32 or 34, maybe even 36. I can't send him a birthday card because I don't know when it is. Okay? But he's exciting. He's got a really good fucking following, and he's only going to get bigger. You know what I mean? Especially if he keeps icing dudes in the first round like that. Exactly. You know what I mean? Get that paper. Get that paper.
It's like,
You know what I mean? Do it for as long as you can.
You got bills to pay, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Keep doing it.
And especially with like your Bellators, and I'm not sure about PFL because they're a season, you know, so they're kind of like their own brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm pretty sure ONE FC and Bellator, like they still do sponsors and shit. I mean, you can still have sponsors even in the UFC. You just can't promote them on their platform. You have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm gonna get off Rebello's nuts over here, or his ribs, and we gonna get down on where we was busy at.
Dude, I had a fucking blast.
This was really fucking awesome. We got the opportunity to cover LFA 72 weigh-ins and the fights.
Yep.
So on Thursday, we went and checked out the weigh-ins. We were able to interview Paris Stanford on site at the weigh-ins. Then this was the Three Wisemen.
Yeah.
That was the bar.
Yep.
Okay, so the weigh-ins took place at the Three Wisemen. So we got to sit down with Paris Stanford, who was on the card. He fought Jake Heffernan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also got to sit down with LFA CEO, Mr. Ed Soares.
Thank you. That
So,
was awesome.
That was really cool. Ryan is the one that hooked us up with everything. So, Ryan, thanks, man. Actually, super cool dude. Really knows his shit. You can tell that this guy cares about the organization. The way that he talks about everything LFA, coming from the fighters to the events to everything. He's just super pumped about it all. You know, talking to this guy, you get fucked up. You know what I mean? You're just like, fuck yeah, let's go. Is it tomorrow? When is it? You know what I mean?
It's like a well-oiled machine the way that they have everything run.
They actually had everything pretty seamless. It was actually pretty cool to see at that level. You know what I mean? This is nationally televised. This isn't like, you know, a smaller promotion like your locals. You know what I mean? This isn't your local promotions. I'm not going to put any promotions on blast, but
yeah,
it's definitely not no Rage in the Cage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This is LFA. This is this is a fucking step above. This is the.
I mean, they send their fighters from this organization to like UFC, Bellator. So I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is a pretty big deal, and the fact that we got all this access, and they treated us really well. I mean, we had a few things that we had to cover ourselves. But outside of that, I mean, it's kind of VIP treatment.
Oh, yeah.
So, LFA 72 took place at the Comerica Theater this past Friday in Phoenix, Arizona. And it featured a wealth of local Arizona MMA talent, as well as fighters that may have just been born here and, fight out of other states. I think Heffernan fights out of Texas, and I think... put your hand down, sir. We are in Arizona. Easy for life.
They don't have a sign for Arizona. What is it? Arizona? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. You know what? If there is
Arizona, there we go. But it's just like a fucking diamond.
Well, is that why?
I don't know.
Fucking, what's his name?
DDP.
No, not DDP. Not DDP.
Or,
Benson Henderson.
Or Benson Henderson.
Benson Henderson, because he always does that shit.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think of Diamond.
I know, Diamond Dallas Page. He was actually like one of my favorite wrestlers back in the day. Because I used to watch that bullshit.
I still watch that bullshit.
What was that? What was that? Billy Badass? Was he a wrestler? Billy the Kid? Or Billy the Badass? Something like that?
There's Billy Kidman.
He always wore pink shorts.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, see? You're not as big a fan as you think.
Oh, I'm a big fan, but I would remember that.
Well, it was like in the 90s.
I actually didn't get into it until probably like 98, 99 when we lived in Germany.
Okay, in Germany.
Yeah.
I know it's not French,
but...
Anyway, where were we?
We were going to talk about Alejandro Sanchez defeating Vince Arredondo by TKO punches in round 3. Okay,
so Vince Arredondo fighting out of the MMA lab. He 2-1 coming into this contest, and I actually got to speak with him after the fight.
Okay.
Yeah, he came and he was hanging around back by the media That's where actually a lot of the corners were hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually got to hear like a lot of side conversations. I was trying my best not to eavesdrop, but at the same time, it's like you're kind of talking about what I'm working about. So I'd be doing a bad job if I didn't pay attention. You know what I mean? That kind of sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Vince was pretty beaten up, you know, about taking the loss. But, I mean, he was winning that fight up until he wasn't, man.
Yeah.
That's probably like the hardest loss to take. It's like you do everything right, except for a split second when your opponent does the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time for that.
And I get it. He's at a point in his career where he's 2-2. Okay, so he's a 500 fighter, but he's also 34. So your marketability starts to go away the older you get. Yeah, so I think that's probably what he's worried about. What he shouldn't be fucking worried about that at all. You know what I mean? He was dominating. Well, maybe not like super dominating, but he was winning.
Yeah.
What was it, round 3? Yeah. I had him winning all 3 rounds. So it's not like he sucks. You know what I mean? He was actually looking pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, and I told him, I was just like, look, dude, I'm 0-2. You're 2-2. You got 2 wins. Like, that's extremely difficult. And that's the thing about fighters. You know what I mean? They don't care about the wins as much as they care about the losses. Because you've heard it time and time again in all the interviews that we've done. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. You know what I mean? But the good news is he was walking around, he was looking healthy, so I don't think that he took too much damage. I think the stoppage was, you know, probably, you know, saved him some fights on his career. And I'm really hoping that he gets back to it because he was looking pretty fucking impressive to me.
Yeah.
So, but it was actually pretty cool to get to talk to him. And then he was just worried about, you know, his teammates that were fighting. You know, when when that whole shit went down with Hamill, he was fucking furious, man.
Well, I think everybody that was, one in the arena, or theater, I should say, but also like in our little corner where we were, like everybody was just like, what the fuck, what's going on?
Yeah, we'll get to that fight here in a minute. But Alejandro Sanchez, he's from Mexico, so I'm pretty sure that it was hard to find tape on this guy. You know, so I don't know. I'm more thinking of like, you know, Vince, dude, don't give up, man.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
No pun intended, but he was a sneaky bastard.
Anyways, so this is the fight that we were talking. I didn't realize it was next. My bad. So because there was 2 preliminary bouts that actually didn't hit the airwaves. There was Joey.
Yeah.
You know what? Shit. I'll tell you who it was. Joey Valedigoy. I can't pronounce that shit.
Yeah. That's probably as close as we'll probably get for that name.
Okay, so Joey, who's he fights. He just fought at the WFF, the Valiant College Prep. So he improves to 4-0, and that's his second fight in 26 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, just like, you know, 2 months ago he was only 2-0.
Yeah,
you know, now he's 4-0. And then also on the undercard you had Ray Waters defeat Steve Vasquez, and I talked to Vasquez after his fight, and you know, pretty bummed about the loss, but you know, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fighters that have, I guess a lower, record, if you will, I don't think they should worry too much about it. Unless you're like a 1-4 or something like that, then I'd be worried. But I mean, like, you have the guy like, you know, Vince Arredondo, you know, 2-2. You have like guys like Joey. What is he now? Like what, 4-0? 4-0. The guy that you mentioned after.
Vasquez?
I'm horrible.
Steve Vasquez.
Yeah, like what was
Steve?
Yeah, no, like what's his record now? Like what?
1-1.
1-1. So I mean, like, Well, I probably shouldn't have thrown Joey in there. He didn't have he's got a good six, so
Yeah.
I should have thrown his name in there. I'm stupid. But anyways, like, you know, you still got a lot of fights to, you know, to kind of pick up from that.
You can figure it out. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? I think if you're not learning, if you're plateauing, change something and figure it out, because if you don't figure it out, then there's no point. You know what I mean? If you get into like a BJ Penn scenario where you're holding records for the longest losing streak in UFC history, yeah, okay, find something else to do with your time. You know what I mean? Maybe getting into training camps and, you know, professionally fighting for a living just ain't your cup of tea no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But guys this young in the game, like, bruv, you really don't know that you ain't all about it until you know. You know what I mean? There's always going to be doubts after an L, but come on, man. 2-2, 1-1. I think if you're like 0-4, okay, maybe pick up tennis. You know what I mean? Maybe find something else. You know, because tennis is actually a pretty good workout. It burns more calories than sex, I think. Or maybe sex burns more calories than a match of tennis. I think that's what it might be.
I might have to try that.
Anyway, Bruno Sousa. He defeats Mike Hamill via disqualification. Okay, this was round 3 in a fight where Magic Mike Hamill was absolutely demolishing Bruno Sousa.
Dominating on the ground, dominating standing up. He looked really, really good.
He looked super impressive.
Yeah.
And to top it off, the dude rocks a mullet. Gotta respect that.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got like the shaved lightning bolts and the big fucking sunglasses. That's my guy. Okay, that's my fucking guy.
I called it, well, probably just to myself because I kind of keep to myself. But I called it the Macho Man sunglasses.
Yeah.
I think I was telling you, like, on the ride home, I was like, dude, he reminds me of someone that, like, time traveled from the 80s and was just like, I'm fucking here.
Yeah, exactly. So
it was super cool.
Let me explain the disqualification. So, according to the referee, which I don't have his fucking name, I wish we did, but according to the referee, there was an illegal strike to the back of the head, okay? And the reason why that he called the fight is because apparently he had warned Hamill multiple times. Now this is according to his account, multiple times about shots to the back of the head. Rewatching it, I heard it once because we rewatched this fight when we got back home. Well, today, this morning, right? Whatever. And he warned him one time that I could hear. You know what I mean? So I heard one time, watch the back of the head, okay? And then you see the fight ending sequence, okay? You see the punch clearly land to the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
But are you ready? I hit myself harder than what Hamill did to Sousa. Okay? I literally, like, you probably heard the knock on the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It hurt, but I'm not paralyzed. So I think what probably happened is it was the accumulation, like you were saying. It was the accumulation of all the blows the motherfucker took.
Yeah.
Because he took some nasty fucking elbows to the side of the head.
Yeah, I think he took like 12 elbows.
Like boom, boom.
Yeah, not just, you know, the regular, like it was just straight, like while they were in the clinch on the cage, it was just bam. Like 2 of those I would have been like, I'm done.
Yeah. It was actually on the ground, not in the clinch. They were on the ground.
No, that's right.
Okay, but yeah, so I don't think it was that one little tiny baby punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they actually asked Big John, because he was actually in attendance on Friday night, you know, what he thought about the stoppage. And he was just like, nah, they shouldn't have fucking called it. It should have just been they should have done the decision right from there. He can't continue.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Go to the scorecards, and Mike Hamill would have fucking won. You know what I mean? Even if you ducked a point or 2, it didn't matter. You know what I mean? So I thought it was poor officiating. Yes, there was a strike to the back of the head. That much was 100% clear.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was the severity to which the guy claimed, like, the pain and whatnot. The dude had a neck brace and was, put on a stretcher, and put on the cart and wheeled out, and then we had to wait for the fucking, the medical personnel to get back before we could start the card, because it's actually illegal to have fights without them there. And LFA did such a good job with filler. They did such a tremendous job. I do wish that they would do one thing for the live folks, and that's have something that, the people do. Because there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of confusion as to like why the next fight wasn't starting, because, that's one of the things that me, not MMA white belt, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I had no fucking idea. I was just as white belt as you at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wish that they would have something that could kind of keep the audience engaged. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because not only did they have like this long gap of inactivity, but that's frustrating. You know what I mean? Especially since they all paid money to come see it.
Yeah.
Okay? And then by the time they announced the decision, it's like almost overran by chants of bullshit from the audience. You know what I mean? So it was extremely unfortunate. Now, I think I heard Mike in passing say that he was, they were working on it with the commission, so I don't know if he was thinking about trying to contest it, see if he can get it overturned. But either way, I mean, it's unfortunate. I hope that Salza isn't hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got carried out in a stretcher, so there's probably something there, I'm assuming, because if not, that was the best act I've ever seen.
Get that man a WWE contract.
Right? So, like I said, I'm not hoping that he's hurt, but I'm hoping that he's hurt. Because if not, like, that was very fucking theatrical.
Yeah.
And unnecessary, and, like, could potentially ruin a man's fucking career.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because now he's got a DQ on his loss with illegal strikes to the back of the head. People are going to be very reluctant to take a fight with that guy now.
Yeah.
Especially because he was so dominant and he had to quote unquote cheat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just dirty and doesn't play. Like, he doesn't need that type of shit in his fucking name. So, that's why I said I hope he's okay, but I also hope that this wasn't an act. So I don't know a really polite way of saying that.
Yeah.
But LFA, they took care of the guy. You know what I mean? The doctors were there, and everything transitioned from him getting onto the fucking stretcher and wheeled out and everything. So, and then we got communicated to, so we know what was going on right away. But like the crowd, like they didn't. So that I think that would be like my only knock. But how often does that happen?
Yeah, I think that's probably like the first time I've
seen it happen before,
like
but from my couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they had filler that they could put in there and keep something going on the TV, either to like oh okay, well it's just like they're just talking, so I'll turn it up and I'll walk to the fridge. I'll grab myself a snack, I'll grab myself a beer, you know what I mean? Or maybe I'll go grab a dumbbell and not be a fat ass and go lift some weights while I'm watching this. But that would be my only knock, because the people from the couch, they're cool. The media and everybody else, they were notified. They were cool. But the audience, I don't think that they were notified.
And I do want to give a shout out to the video production crew, because what we sat through for like an hour was like a mere probably 10 minutes worth of footage that we watched.
Well, they did a good job because they had lots of replays and stuff, and then when they came back, they went back to the replays, and they were jumping back and forth between explanations and whatnot. So
kept engaging with the audience, yeah.
So like I said, LFA and Access TV, like they got that shit. But that was my only knock. And it's not even a big one, because this shit doesn't happen every fight card. You know what I mean? So overall, it was a good experience. So we're gonna go ahead and continue. The only interview that we did at the weigh-ins was Paris Superhero Stanford, and he fought Jake
The Grinder.
The Grinder, Heffernan. Man, look at you. I'm like having to cycle through all the images that I made.
I know, yeah.
And I'm like, which one was he? Was he the no, he wasn't the clock. He wasn't the chicken. He wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to figure it out. So, Paris Stanford subs Heffernan in the 3rd round. This my guy. Okay, so like there were other fights on this card where there's like finishes and stuff, but if there was ever a fight of the night, this fight was fucking it, dude. This was probably the most exciting overall fight. Okay, these guys gave 0 fucks. They were both coming forward. They were both stinging each other. They were, man, it was a furious pace.
What I thought was really cool.
I can't wait to watch that shit again.
When we did the interview, you
You
asked him.
I said, now go to our YouTube, okay? Go to our YouTube. It's HeadKick Audio. Just put that in your search bar, and you can search HeadKick Audio or HeadKick Audio. However you want to do it, it doesn't matter. Fucking search that shit. Look up LFA Arizona, and it's the LFA Arizona section, and go to the Paris Stanford interview. And check out the end. Well, listen to the whole thing because it's only like a couple minutes long. Dude's a super nice guy, super cool.
Yeah.
And you know, actually didn't even have to give us the interview. I think he was on his way out the fucking door when Ryan's like, "Hey, you want to do an interview?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, man, cool, no problem. What do you want to set up? Cool." And then like we had to go grab gear and we were doing this and that, and it was totally cool.
Yeah.
But listen to the end of this interview because I said my last question was, "All right, man. So how do you get it done and in what round?" And he just goes, "Straight right, down the middle." And I'm just like, fuck, okay, cool, right? And then he throws it and fucking knocks Heffernan down. And I think the whole media section was looking at me funny because I'm like, oh shit, he called it! And everyone's just like, what the fuck is it? Oh shit, 808. They're like, what the fuck is this white guy doing? You know what I mean? So... the fight went farther, but that did happen in the 1st round, and fucking, like, I was out of my fucking chair. I was super fucking, like...
we almost knocked over fucking laptops and water
bottles.
And
it happened eventually, but super fucking stoked. So, yeah, he gets the 3rd round submission, the triangle choke there. There's probably, like, what, less than a minute left in the fight when he got the sub?
Yeah.
So, both dudes... took a lot of damage, man. Took a lot of fucking damage. I actually spoke to Paris during the fights tonight. Sorry, it looked like I was flipping off the camera.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing over there?
Well, because I was holding it, but like, I still got this thing on, so it's got me all fucked up over here. So I spoke to Paris, and we were just talking about, you know, how he won, and I was congratulating him, and I was, you know, telling him, hey man, like, fucking... we're recording the next episode tonight. I said, you know, why don't you fucking jump on? And we can talk about your win. And he was just like, I could, but I fucking cut the inside of my mouth, so I can't talk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so he took some damage in this fight, dude.
Wow.
So
that just goes to show you how much heat those guys were throwing at each other.
So, and he actually invited us up the next time that we're in Phoenix. We can... go get our asses kicked by a superhero.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm always down for that.
Yeah, we're going to take you up on that, Paris. So, let's go ahead and move up into the next fight, which was Mario Israel taking on Roman Salazar on short notice. Sometimes I fucking can't talk, can I? Short notice. This is a 140-pound catch weight, and it was a split decision. Mario Israel ultimately gets the call on the judges' scorecards. Did you agree or disagree?
And not just because it was a hometown guy. I actually had Roman winning that fight.
I think what probably hurt him is that Israel had his back for quite some time.
I think so. I think
that's probably
really
what hurt him. But I think the tide was starting to turn in like the middle of the 2nd round. Yeah. I think Salazar got his 2nd win, but in that 3rd round he did give up his back for quite some time. I think it was the 3rd round.
Yeah.
I think that's what cost him. I mean, it's unfortunate because the submission defense isn't awarded It's the sub attempt that gets awarded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, well, he had his back for a really long time. It's like, yeah, but he also defended everything the other guy was trying to do. And what are they doing? One guy's hugging the other guy's back. Now, I don't know how jiu-jitsu is scored. Okay? So if that was a jiu-jitsu match, I think that would probably be a draw.
Yeah.
Okay? So why in MMA does the one guy get awarded the win when the other guy was defending?
Probably the person that's on top that...
I'm going to get Joe Madrid on the show. I'm going to get Joe Madrid on the show. He's actually a common opponent for me and Roman Salazar. I fought Joe as an amateur. He fought Joe as a pro. I lost. Joe kicked my ass. Yeah. And Roman Salazar beat Joe. So it's kind of like a cool little... Now, see, full circle would be I fight Roman Salazar and I beat Roman Salazar.
Yeah.
And then we don't know which one is better. But chances are Roman Salazar's kicking my ass. So, super cool, dude. Super cool, dude. I caught up with him after the fucking show, and he was still in pretty good spirits. So I'm hoping that he gets booked again, because that wasn't a boring fight.
No, that was a very fun and very entertaining fight.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get Joe on, because Joe's actually competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Oh, okay.
I know. He actually did the last one that they held at the Rialto Theater. We were supposed to go, but I think something came up and we were unable to. It always happens with Joe. Like, he always got something going on, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in. And then, like, oh, I have to take my daughter to a birthday party. Or I have to, you know, something. Something always fucking comes up.
Life,
you know what I mean?
Always happens.
Exactly. So, I don't know why life is trying to keep me away from Joe. He already kicked my ass. Like, I don't need to cause problems again. Come on now. All right, Jacob TikTok McClintock comes into enemy territory and pulls off a win against Pina. What's his nickname? The Truth? Yeah, it's The Truth, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Raymond The Truth Pina. Dude, Pina looked huge, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's not very tall. I think he's only like 5'9". But bro, fuck. I was a little worried that he was fighting at welterweight at 5'9". And then you see the guy and it's like, oh, he's a brick house. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like, I would never want to get in the ring with any of these guys because they're in just fucking phenomenal shape. And I mean,
you're A-shape.
I am A-shape, but I would rather be, you know, a brick instead of a fucking wobbly circle. I'd rather be a brick than an oval.
A brick than oval. Okay.
Because a brick, you're solid. An oval, you're all jiggly.
Yeah, but okay. So if you're jiggly, could you absorb?
But no.
No, you just
it still hurts.
Well, see, I wouldn't know. Okay. Anyways, TikTok McClintock, a little play on his last name there, his little nickname. He gets the armbar in round 2. It was not looking good though. Pina was all over him.
Yeah.
Like basically thrashing this guy. And
Jacob,
his
wrestling took over.
Yeah, but Jacob was throwing a lot of sub attempts. A lot. I lost count. I have no idea how many submission attempts he threw up. It was probably more than 5, buddy. It was probably.
I counted 5 at least.
You counted 5?
More than you.
I can't wait to count it and tell you how wrong you were.
Do it.
Anyways, he gets in round 1. Or sorry, round 2. Round 1. Fucking idiot. It was a triangle choke that he transitioned to the armbar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was actually saying he should do. I was like, well, if he really wants to get it, he should transition to the, oh, there he goes. Okay,
yeah,
cool. You know what I mean? So, and Pina, he's actually more hometown than I believe almost anybody on the card, aside from Burchak, because he actually fights out of Tucson, Arizona, which is where I reside. I reside in Tucson, Arizona. We're actually in Tucson right now.
And hopefully I will soon reside in Tucson.
Yes, well, we're going to need to. We're going to need to, because we actually
we
got a little thing going with a certain promotion. We locked the deal in, and we're gonna take over. So, and I was actually talking to Jacob on the way home from the fights, checking in on his foot, because he actually had to be carried out by his cornerman.
Didn't he like break his foot or something like that?
He said he's all good. He said he's all good. So maybe he just rolled it or something, because walking on a rolled foot is... I broke my foot, okay? And I would rather walk on a broken foot than a rolled ankle.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I live with that pain every day. And especially in this fucking goddamn humidity and monsoon season, it's killing me.
Oh, dude, I bet.
Okay, wow, we are really taking our sweet time with this one, aren't we?
Well, we covered it.
Yeah,
so.
I know. We can give it a little bit more time than usual. So, we're actually an hour and 8 minutes in. So this is going to be a long episode.
Nice.
Anyways, we were talking about ice baths because in the pre-fight interviews, he was talking about ice baths, and I'm like, I've never done that. I've always wanted to try it because you see, like, professional athletes do it all the time. He's like, yeah, fucking 5 minutes in the ice. It's good. Some guys, only do 2 minutes, but 5, and I'm usually pretty good. I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. You have to fucking show me how to do this shit, right? Well, then the motherfucker calls me out, right? Because he said, I say, how's the foot? And he goes, yeah, it's good, man. And I said, cool, nothing an ice bath won't fix. And I said, I still need to fucking do that. And he's like, well, what the fuck? And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll fucking do it. I'll live stream it, right? And he's like, right fucking now, I'm calling you out. And I'm just like, no, dude, I'm in a car. Like, there's no fucking way I can fucking do it. So I was like, what about tomorrow? Or Sunday? And he said, okay. Couldn't do it today because we were working all day, but if I can find a little fucking, one of those gray, like, trough things, gray, the silver, shiny tin things, right? Big enough to where my fucking fat ass can lay in it, I'll do that shit. I'll live stream that shit too. I ain't scared. So Jacob, it's coming. It's coming! In your co-main event, Anthony El Toro Burchak defeated Rafael. What was Rafael's nickname? Did he have one?
I don't think he did.
Okay,
so and if he did, I don't fucking remember.
Rafael Muntini. I think he fights at a Fight Ready, right? So that's Salazar and Stanford. I think they all train under the same gym. He was no match for Burchak.
No.
He was no match. He got steamrolled. Burchak got on his back and almost put the dude to sleep. Super quick. So this was Burchak's LFA debut. He actually returned to Access TV for the first time in a long time. Last time he was there was when he was the MFC champ.
What was that, like 2-3 years ago?
Or longer? Fucking way longer. You're talking about like
what, like 2012?
Yeah, probably somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he went to the UFC after that, and then he went over to Ryzen after that, and he fought for WFF a couple times. So he's bounced all over the place. But now he's currently riding a 2-fight win streak, and I believe it's 2 first-round finishes. So Burchak's getting back on a roll. I think this puts him at like 14-6. I think is his record now. Yeah, find out for me. Yeah, 14-6. God damn, how good was that? Okay. So it was only a 1-fight deal, I believe, is what Burchak was telling us. It was only a 1-fight deal. He's fought for other major organizations, so he didn't want to get locked down in case he put on an extra impressive performance. Check. He can check that off because that was good.
Yeah, I mean, it only took him 1 minute and 34 seconds to, get the job done, so.
Was that 94 seconds?
Yeah. Doing quick math in my head.
Right. Well, I just did it faster than you.
Well, I'm kind of slow, so chill.
All right, so I'm super excited. Like I said, I've been watching Burchak since I found him on MFC. Super exciting fighter. Whether he wins or loses, you're getting an exciting fight. The dude loves to fight. He's got a family to support, and his wife was fucking... Dude, she was fucking jumping up and down, yelling, fucking screaming.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah, she was fucking super happy.
Yeah.
Like, there was nobody else there, and I'm like, hey, congratulations on the win, and she's just like, fuck, hugging my shoulder and shit. I'm just like, yeah, fucking cool, awesome. So that was pretty cool. But man, she was riding a high. She was riding a high, and there was some choice words that were being thrown around and stuff like that. But it was still pretty cool. You know, it's really cool to see people like in the moment, because they go in the cage just as much as the fighters do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know that when I fought, everybody that cared about me was like super fucking worried and concerned, and like, you know, as soon as it was over, like, you can breathe again. You know what I mean? So like, to see that, but to that fucking level, like, that was pretty fucking cool.
Well, you gotta be emotionally vested in this, because I mean, a lot of it, well, not a lot of it, all of it is like emotional, like mentally, physically, you know, it all
emotionally.
It's
emotional.
Spiritually, like, it all just ties in together.
Yeah.
And so you gotta have all that.
Yeah.
Or else, what the hell?
Like I said, it was pretty cool to see. So, and then in the evening's main event, you had Daniel Demigod Madrid. Fucking love that nickname, dude. That's so fucking sick. And this guy's a fucking giant, dude.
He was huge.
6'3". Like, when you hear 6'3", you're like, yeah, okay. You're probably like 6 foot, 6'1". No, the dude is like, he's probably taller than 6'3". One of my coworkers is 6'4", and this guy looked like twice his size.
Yeah. Like, when I went up there to get the pictures and stuff, like, just standing next to him, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah, the dude's a fucking monster.
Like, normally I'd have to, like, I took my phone and I was like this, trying to get pictures of other guys. Him, I was just like, okay, you're good.
Right?
See you later, have fun.
So, anyways, he fought Chris, what was Harris's nickname? I don't think he's got one.
I don't think he's got one, but I'll check.
I don't think he's got one. So, he fought Chris Harris. He was from Wichita.
Yeah, he doesn't have one.
He was from Wichita, and which is, I think, Access TV is going to Kansas here in like the next few weeks.
I think 2 more weeks they go.
So, a lot at stake here. All of the former LFA champions have gone to the UFC in the middleweight division. So, a win here, your next fight could potentially be for that vacant strap. That vacant strap immediately puts you in on the UFC's radar, and then you're looking at, you know, if you defend that bad boy and you look the part, the UFC's picking you up. So Daniel Madrid took full advantage of that knowledge and said, I'm gonna get this motherfucker out of here in the first round because I'm hungry and I want to fucking go party and eat with my friends. I don't want to be sitting in this cage for fucking 15 minutes. Fuck that.
Yep.
He gets it done in the first round in 51 fucking seconds, bro.
Didn't even need a minute. He was like...
I think him and Burchak had a bet. I bet you anything. They had a fucking bet. Who's going to fucking finish first? Okay? Well, Daniel won the bet, but both guys come away big fucking winners in LFA 72. Like I said, huge stakes in this fight. And Daniel Madrid takes full advantage, man. Fucking gets it done, and the fucking place erupted on both occasions.
Oh, yeah.
On both occasions. Because, you know, when your hometown guy wins, you gotta show him some love.
Oh, yeah.
There's media, so it was, cool, congratulations. But, you know, on the inside, we were pumped. At the end of the day, yes, we are quote-unquote media. I mean, I've got the, where'd it go? You know, I've got the thing that says media, but we're also fans. Okay, I was a fan before I was a media. You know what I mean? So, to me, it's like, well, I was watching Burchak, so I know the guy, you know, and I've talked to him before, you know. So, for me, it was more about, yes, we're doing our job. So, at the time, it was, you know, be professional. But this is my show. I say whatever the fuck I want. This is your show. You say whatever the fuck you want. So, we were fans first. It is what it is. Anyway.
Damn, Skippy.
Alright, so UFC 240 took place tonight. And
that was a good card.
It was the main event, the main card got off very slow.
Yeah, it did.
So let's go ahead and. So where's your prelim? Oh no, we're gonna start at the top.
Yeah.
This is right. So this is what we're gonna do because the UFC is it's the biggest organization in the goddamn world, and we've usually been breaking down these cards from bottom to top, and then by the time we get to the main event, there's not a whole lot of time, and then we kind of rush through it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start from the top and work our way to the bottom. Okay. In the evening's main event, who do we have?
We had Max Holloway defeating Frankie Edgar to retain his featherweight title. He won by unanimous decision.
Oh, hey, look, John fixed it. Okay, and the scorecards read... I was about to read the old scorecard. 50-45, 50-45, and oh no, he didn't fix it. 48-47, because there was a 47-46. There was a 50-45, a 47-46, and a 48-47.
Yeah.
I think was the...
I remember you telling me about that.
Okay, and the fight was a lot closer than what the scorecards made it seem, dude. I think that arguably Frankie Edgar... I don't think he could have won because I had the fight for Max. But I mean it depends.
I think he was too focused on trying to get in, close the distance, and try to take him down. And I mean, with me, I mean, I know I don't do this or train or anything. Like I've never done this, but to me, like visually seeing it, like if you're going to take somebody down. And you go in for like the 6th time or something like that, and you can't take them down. Like try to maybe just clinch with them and just tire them out. Try to find your distance. Of course, you gotta bob and weave and shit like that. You gotta keep moving. But I think he just tried. I think he kind of focused a little bit on trying to get the takedown. I mean, I know he was trying to win the round, and it was actually that close. That it just, whoever was going to get the takedown, that was probably going to get them that round and stuff like that. At least in the way I was seeing everything
in your humble opinion?
Yeah.
The MMA white belt?
That's right. The MMA white belt opinion.
At that shit. I think, here's the problem. I think Max Holloway is just really, really fucking good. And I think Edgar is too small. Not too small for 55, not too small for 45, not too small for 35. I think he's too small against bigger guys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to break it down real simple like that, yeah. It's just when guys are bigger than him, he's too small. And Max Holloway is a fucking huge featherweight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fucking huge. And the guy doesn't blink. The guy does not fucking blink.
Yeah, that was weird. That was actually kind of creepy.
His eyes just stay open the whole fight. I'm talking like fucking wide. I could never open my eyes that fucking wide. Never. Not in a million years. Not even with help. I can't even I can't fucking do it.
It's like the whole toothpick trick.
Right? You know what I mean? So, I was, kind of mesmerized by that. And maybe that's what Holloway does, is he mesmerizes guys. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't fucking break focus. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's like one of those snake charmers.
Right?
Maybe that's fucking snakes are like, I'll just follow this.
Nah, I just think fucking Holloway's too good, man. Look.
Yeah.
Okay, his only loss in his last 15 fights, okay, is to Dustin Poirier, a guy who he had already lost to. Okay, but at a weight class above, where he reigns. So, I just think the guy's really fucking good, man. And I think Frankie Edgar, if I heard the broadcast correct, it was 37. I thought he was 36. Okay, He's 37. He's not getting any younger. And this, I have a feeling, unless he drops to 35. If he drops to 35 and wins a fight, he's immediately a contender. Okay? And 35 is the division that he probably should have been fighting in all along.
Yeah. I think not because, he looked small against Holloway, but I think because of his size, I think that's probably where he should be.
Well, yeah, he's a short guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you don't see, 6'3". What are the...
Bantamweights?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think there was a flyweight that was like 6'2" or something like that. This Japanese kid. Yes, but he was just like, his arms were like that big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but no, I totally agree. Oh, you know what? George Rube, I think, is like 6'1" or 6'2", and he fought at 135 pounds. But I would, okay, so one of the fights that I've always wanted to see that just never fucking happened, and it's my number one fight, of fights that I've always wanted to see but never happened. Dominic Cruz versus Frankie Edgar. For one, they're two of my favorite fighters of all fucking time. Okay? I love Frankie Edgar. Okay? And Dominic Cruz, his footwork and just everything about the guy, except for, when he's talking shit and then, fucking gets owned, like gets emotionally invested. When Dominic isn't emotionally invested during the fight is when he's the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he got emotionally invested against Cody and it kind of bit him in the butt. But Dominic versus Frankie. Oh, I would pay to watch that so hard. Make it happen. Right? Hashtag would watch. Yeah, so I think Max is just too good. There's already a fight in the wings with Alexander Volkanovski, who's coming off a unanimous decision win over Jose Aldo. So we already know what's next for Max. We have no idea what's next for Frankie. I almost thought he was going to retire.
That's what I thought he was going to do. It kind of looked like he was going to go that way, but...
I think he's too smart to make decisions on the fly like that. I think he's going to go back home, he's going to talk to his team, and either they're going to tell him, look, dude, it's finally time to make that drop to 35 if you want to fucking get another chance. Because they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. If he drops down to 35 and he wins a fight or two, he's immediately in title talks. Okay? The dude is already a Hall of Famer. He's going to go down as one of the fucking baddest dudes to ever fucking do it. Especially if he drops down to bantamweight. That's 3 different fucking weight classes where he was the best or one of the best. Okay? So, I just don't know what he's going to do. Part of me is kind of thinking, hey, look, man, you're 37. I mean, you're still competing at a very high fucking level, but just like the guys at bantamweight are a lot faster. They may not be bigger, they may not be stronger, but they're a lot faster. And Frankie didn't look as fast as he did 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's understandable, he's 37. And in the fight game, that's old. Athletically, that's old. You know what I mean? That's not just MMA, that's being an athlete. You know what I mean? They're talking about, how old is Brady?
I think he's like 40 or 41 maybe.
Okay, and that's not old. To me, that's not old.
Yeah,
I'm 30. Maybe fucking 10 or 15 years ago, 30 or 40 was old, but now I'm just like, that's right around the fucking corner. I feel great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who knows how I'll feel when I'm 40, but I only hope to look as good or fucking feel as good as Frankie Edgar at 47. Holy shit. Or 37, sorry, 47. Oh shit.
I think he's going to really fight you.
I'd fight Frankie Edgar just to say I fucking did it. To have that on my record, you know it.
Shit.
And plus, he's old. I might get lucky. He may not see the back coming. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Frankie Edgar at this point. I'd be upset if he retired, but I'd understand.
Yeah.
I think it'd be devastating if we didn't get to see what he could be at 35.
Yeah.
So, even though he's 37. I see what I did there? Okay, and in the evening's co-main event, what I thought was going to be a one-round,
I think that's what everybody thought.
I thought Chris Cyborg was gonna fucking maul Felicia Spencer and like chew her up and spit her out. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Felicia Spencer said, haha, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
All you motherfuckers that bet on the first round knockout, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Dude, she didn't go away. She did not fucking go away. If she cut Cyborg, she made her look human. I think Amanda Nunes put that fear in her. Like, hey, you can lose just like the rest of us.
Yep.
God damn, I love Amanda. I love Amanda Nunes. She's so fucking cool. She's such a badass.
Mm.
And she's, even after, okay, the fight's over. Cyborg's already fighting somebody else. Cyborg had that fear. Amanda gave her something that I don't think will go away. You know what I mean? The fact that Cyborg proved beatable.
Mm-hmm.
And Felicia Spencer saw that. Okay, she fucking saw that. Mm-hmm. She couldn't take full advantage. I think she's just not strong enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If she knew how to strike, like on Cyborg's level, you know, Cyborg is fucking, not only has she got that crazy power, but she's got excellent Muay Thai, and that was on full display tonight. You know what I mean? She was getting with those fucking knees, she was digging in with them fucking elbows, fucking just, oh man.
Do you think if Felicia would have gotten her on the ground, maybe it would have been a different story? Because I don't even have it in my notes. It didn't even go to the ground once. Or did it?
It did. It did. Cyborg put her down, and there was some ground and pounder.
Well, on Cyborg's part.
Yeah. No, Felicia Spencer did not have any top control.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Cyborg's not dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's been around the game a long fucking time. I don't know her jiu-jitsu credentials, okay? And I've never seen her, like, have to wrestle, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was stopping any form of takedown attempts tonight.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But at the same time, it's like, does she even really need it? Does she need to learn how to fucking, stop takedowns?
It didn't look like she needs to, no.
No, she needs to. She
needs to, but, she's got the power in her hand, so.
Well, okay, she's used to knocking bitches out. Okay, she's used to knocking girls out left and right. But Felicia, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
That was fucking weird. Sounded like somebody wheezing.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That was fucking weird.
Wasn't me.
I hope y'all can hear that, because that shit was funny. But Felicia did not go away. She stayed in her face the whole fucking time, and she was taking some clubs to the fucking head.
Yeah, she was.
You know what I mean? She's tough. She's tough as they come. I couldn't believe it when it's like, yeah, we're going around 3, and I'm just like, the fuck? What the fuck is she made out of? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is your head made out of? I think Cyborg can knock me out. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So, it was a great fight.
It was a great
Cyborg, that was also the last fight on her contract. She fought out her contract. She didn't re-sign. So, now she gets to test free agency, or she can re-sign with the UFC. And I believe that there was some sort of paperwork or some documents or whatever saying that if Cyborg had won this fight, then she would get the rematch with Amanda Nunes. Okay. I'm 100% down with that. And it fucking makes sense. Okay? Cyborg was a champ. Okay? And then Nunes beat her. Nunes becomes the champ. Okay, there's not very many women in the 145-pound division, and your girl Spencer, undefeated, took out the girl who everybody thought was going to be the new face of the division, in Megan Anderson. Okay, who actually she just booked a fight against a girl, I think down under. I think in the pay-per-view they're doing in Australia. Tell me if that accent's right too, because I have no fucking idea. So I think that was British.
Yeah, the one you just did was British. The other one that you did before, that was Australian.
That was Australian.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I'm really bad with accents. Everything just turns into fucking Irish the longer I go. So, but anyways, Spencer was if she wins this fight, she goes to a title shot. You know, and basically this is essentially a #1 contender bout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they could have given Cyborg the immediate rematch. You know what I mean? And at least in the beginning, it seemed like Nunes was totally like opposed to it. But I think she loves this GOAT status. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of like an obsession with her, which is excellent. You should have that obsession.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people could think that it's a fluke. Like, how can you knock out Cyborg? She was the fucking baddest bitch out there. And I'm not saying she's a bitch. You know what I mean? But she's the baddest chick out there. Okay? And fucking Nunes just knocked her block off. How's that even possible? Cyborg doesn't even fucking get out of the first round, much less get knocked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was crazy.
So, I think it's like kind of, you know,
like a full circle kind of thing.
I think it's just consuming Nunes. You know what I mean? She's got to be the best. So whatever she's got to do. That's why they pulled Holly Holm out of, away from Aspen Ladd. Okay? Just the women's divisions right now. I'm just super fucking stoked. You know what I mean? Not only is it super fucking exciting, but all the talent. I mean, even going down to the strawweight division, your girl Karate Hottie, she's going to be fighting my girl, you want a J chick. Okay? Or you want a champion, as I like to call her. I named a fish after that girl, okay? AC went off. Hear how quiet it is.
It's gonna get out of fucking here.
Anyway, we need to fucking move on a little bit here. So, in what was my favorite fight of the evening, or the fight that I was most looking forward to. Now, this is no disrespect to Holloway or Edgar or Cyborg or Spencer, but just the type of fighters that we're dealing with in Nico the Hybrid Price versus Jeff Hands of Steel Neal, like, that is just excellent matchmaking. You know what I mean? I think they said, since we're going to give you this fight, the first two fights on the card are going to suck. Because you get this. You get the number one contender bound in the 45-pound division, which turned out to be a fucking awesome fight. And then you get Holloway versus Edgar. How could you not fucking love that? You know what I mean? So it's like, we're going to give you these three. Those first two, fuck them. You know what I mean? We don't care about them. But I don't care how those fights play out. That fight absolutely lived up to the hype.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, and now, how did our picks go tonight, by the way? You went 8-3?
I went 8-3.
And when I go like 6-5?
Yeah.
At the MMA White Belt is your new Twitter handle, right?
Yep.
How can you know as little as you do and beat me on picks week after week? How do you do it?
I don't know. I think it's just a combination of like.
You asked us the simplest questions. Who's on the hot streak? What is he a counter striker? Yeah, give me him. Like, and it's just like, wait, what the fuck? You're picking the right fights off of like just normal basic ass questions? I'm over here like trying to play the fight out in my head, like, how's it gonna go? Like, is it gonna go like this? Is this gonna happen? Is this, you know what? If this happens, then he'll do this, and I'm like breaking down the whole fight. I think I'm like over analyzing everything, and it's fucking me up.
Well,
bullshit.
I think all it takes is just, you know, being basic as shit, man. Like
You're a basic bitch,
that's
Jonathan.
Right. Well, you gotta go to the fundamentals. I mean, if that's like what their main, I guess, forte is, you know, I know they're definitely gonna use that. I mean, does it work all the time? No. I could have easily went 0-11 tonight. But, you know, I think just I'm not even gonna fucking try to fucking figure it out because I don't fucking know.
Like, I'm winning. I don't give a fuck.
I got that dub. I don't give a shit.
All right.
But it is kind of neat though that, you know, I know jack shit about this. I'm learning though. I am learning. But, you know,
hence
to be
the new
able
hashtag.
Huh?
I said hence the new hashtag.
Yeah.
See? But you're probably never gonna get to like a green belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt.
You just wait. I might. I doubt it, but
but yeah, so anyways, your pick won the 808. Jeff Neal got the TKO in round 2. There was some complaints about the stoppage. I don't disagree with it.
No, I don't
Nico was kind of just flailing. I mean, you gotta intelligently defend yourself, and just looking away and throwing your arms up. Look, I know you're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't think he contested the stoppage. I think he was upset with himself that he lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, either way, he's exciting as fuck. His job is safe. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay? The UFC would be stupid to get rid of this guy. Okay?
Mm.
So, just, you'd have to go like on a 4-fight losing streak, Nico. You're not going to lose your fucking job. You actually probably made more fans tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though you lost. So, fucking chin up, get back to the drawing board, and maybe focus on what Jonathan was talking about and some of those fundamentals. Look at what Chris Cyborg did. Cyborg was throwing just fucking everything at Spencer, and it wasn't working. Until what did she start doing? The fucking fundamentals. She started throwing the jab.
Mm-hmm.
Something as simple, like stupid simple as boop, boop, just a little jab. You know what I mean? That's it. Like it changed the whole fight. You know what I mean? It went from Cyborg looking like she was struggling to Cyborg, wow, like she's fucking like not having too much of an issue. You know what I mean? It's the issue with Spencer wouldn't fucking go the fuck away. Okay, but yeah, Jeff. Now I believe he's like 3 or 4-0 in the UFC in the welterweight division, and he's fucking good as fuck. Let's get this guy some better competition.
Mm.
I want to see him fight some high-level dudes. Okay? One fight that comes to mind is Luque Vicente.
Mm.
Sign me up. I'd watch that. Mike Perry. Sign me up. I'd watch that. Or Carlos Condit, if Carlos Condit is still fighting. If he is not retired, I'd like to see Jeff Neal versus Carlos Condit. Like I said, if he's not retired.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a killer fight.
I think so.
I'm just going to go over results in these 2 fights. Are you cool with that?
Oh, yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, so Armin...
Hadouken! Sorry. I wanted to say that like all fucking night, even though the entire fight...
We were saying Hadouken!
Every time he threw a punch, Hadouken! Hadouken!
Yeah, see, this was the...
a nerd.
Yeah, this was the one where... on the last time this guy fought, did I explain the how do you do, Ken? That's what I thought it was? Okay,
yeah.
So we don't have to go through that whole thing again?
No, we don't.
Okay, well, whatever fucking episode that was, go back and fucking listen to it. You should really go back and listen to them all anyway. They're great. And they're only getting better.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Hadouken defeated the Canadian Gangster via unanimous decision there. I'm going to stop saying because it's annoying. Christoph Jocko took a split from Mark Power Bar Barrialt. I didn't see that as a split. And I'm not saying that just because I picked Jocko.
Yeah. I actually had it 2-1. I mean, Jocko still won, but I had it clear like 2-1.
Yeah. See, so your pick you had clearly losing. My pick we had clearly winning. So
I mean, hey, it is what it is, man.
Oh, look, it came back on. Thank you, because I was dying. I was dying. Yeah, we keep the AC on during the summer, so you can hear click on and off because we give 0 fucks. We're gonna be comfortable.
Yeah. Well, shit. It's currently 1:30 in the morning.
We get it done, and it's a long episode, and I'm cool with it. So I'm having fun here. So yeah, Jocko takes a split from Power Bar. In the evening's preliminary card, we had Viviane Araujo take a unanimous decision from Alexis Davis. Did you see her face after like 1 round? It looked like she had been in a 5-round war.
Yeah.
Alexis Davis.
I would say like
damage, dude.
Dude, 30 seconds in round 1, I was like, what happened to her face? Like they just
sunburn.
Yeah,
sunburn.
Like, did she get too close to the lights or something? Like, what happened? Like, what the fuck, dude? Her face was as red as her damn fighting attire.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, she was just matching, you know, from head to toe. I mean, she probably had her toenails painted too.
Got a match.
You know, but Viviane Araujo, okay, so she fought a couple months ago. She took the fight on short notice, and she's normally a strawweight. That's her division. She took the fight on short notice at bantamweight, which is 2 divisions up, so 20 pounds heavier. Knocked out the number 13 girl in the world, and then her next fight ends up at flyweight, which is 10 pounds above her original division, and she takes out another top 10, okay, so the first girl was top 15, and I think Alexis Davis is probably top 10, right?
Yep, she's number 7.
Number 7 in the world, and Alexis Davis, she's got to win over Amanda Nunes, the baddest chick on the planet right now. So, I mean, that's a good win under your fucking belt. You know what I mean? Yes, it was a unanimous decision, but what people got to understand about Alexis Davis, Alexis Davis, is that, sorry, because there's Alex Davis.
Yeah.
But dude, she's tough. She don't fucking go away.
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of like that, like when you're walking and you got that rock in your shoe. Now, I'm not trying to say like she's annoying, because I don't know her personally, but that's the type of fighter that she don't go away. You have to take the rock out of your shoe.
Yeah.
And then, like, you still feel it for a few steps. You know what I mean? So, this was a tough fight, and it'll be good for the longevity for Araujo. Now she's been through that tough fight with a fucking veteran. I mean, Alexis Davis has been doing it for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, she's obviously got skills. She's got some great wins under her belt. So, I think Araujo can be very proud of this win here. Yeah. Who do you want to see her fight next, and in what weight division? Because apparently she gives 0 fucks, and she'll fight bantamweight, flyweight, strawweight. I mean, who do we want to see her fight next?
You know what? Honestly, I honestly don't give a damn like who she fights. I know whoever she fights, it's going to be a really good fight, and I'm always going to see her coming out on top.
Damn, is this your girl now?
No, Karate Hottie, always my girl. But at least for right now, I guess in the whatever division
flyweight
Vivian wants to fight in, whatever. As long as it's not strawweight.
Stay away from Karate Hottie?
Damn right.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but Joanna is going to take that.
I don't think so.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Joanna's going to defeat the Karate Hottie.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because it's a MMA competition, not a who's cuter competition.
She's both. She's got both. She's hot. And she can fucking kick your head off. So.
Anyways, I think Viviana Araujo stays at 125 pounds. It'll be the quickest route to a title.
Yeah.
And you got some badasses in there who I'd like her to fight next would probably be like Roxanne Modafferi. Roxanne is top 10 flyweight. She's also been fighting for fucking ever. So this would be like another test to see, okay, is this chick for real? Okay, you got past Alexis Davis. Okay, get past another crafty veteran that fucking, put some shit together and, really work that. Because Alexis Davis, she'll strike with you. Roxanne, she'll strike with you too, but she'll also take your ass down and fucking elbow the poop out of you. Her words, not mine. Okay? That's who I want to see Araujo fight next, is Roxanne Modafferi at flyweight.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fight.
Hell yeah, it'd be a good fight. And my nerd, see, that's now we're in fucking uncharted territory here, because you got the badass like Araujo, who's not only becoming like one of the most entertaining fighters at 125 pounds in the women's divisions, but she's fucking streaking too. So, and then you're gonna fight my nerd. I don't know, man. I don't know. I should not matchmake. You know what I'm saying? Just I'd keep all my favorite fighters away from each other, except for Dominic Cruz and Frankie Edgar. That I need to see it. Hakeem Dawood. Hakeem Dawood. He defeated Yoshinori Horie via knockout. Well, they called it a TKO. A TKO. But when you're stopping it that quick, like there was nothing technical about it except for the technique. That was technical as fuck.
Yeah. When you see the guy go, ugh, and you're like, all right, he's done before he hits the ground, that's a fucking knockout.
Yeah. So that was dope, and it was also like the first round, lots of running. The second round, even more running and less action. The first round was okay. I actually had Yoshinori win in the first round. That's what I had. And then I had the second round, 10-10 or a 9-9. I didn't have anybody winning that round. And then in the third round, I had Hakeem winning because he was starting to find his range and put shit together. And then he kept the judges out of the equation with that. What do we like here at HeadKick Audio? Oh, that's right, some head kicks.
That's right.
And it was dope. That shit, and it was out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was clean too. Just.
Yep, I was not expecting that, and he didn't contest the stoppage, which means motherfucker had his fucking bell rang, and he had it rang pretty good.
I mean, he didn't try to get up and try to, take down the referee, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but it was still a good stoppage. I mean, DeWudo is just gonna fucking jump on top of him and fucking, possibly end his life. So we don't need that shit going on in MMA. It just happened in boxing. So find that kid's name so I can give him a proper rest in peace.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. And then you got Gavin Tucker, who accidentally did some illegal shit and kneed Sang Woo Choi in the fucking head while he was down. Okay? And if it would have gone to the judges, I think he still would have won the fight. But he kept the judges out of the equation also by locking in a rear naked choke towards the end of round number 3. I thought Gavin Tucker was looking pretty good. The knee, though it was illegal, those rules, they're so finicky. You know what I mean? They change from commission to commission, and it's just tough. So it's getting harder and harder to know when to throw knees. You know what I mean? So you got something for me?
Yeah. The kid's name was is Maxim Dadashev. Maxim Dadashev.
Okay. So this was the kid that was in a boxing match last weekend, and his corner stopped the fight. And he was telling him not to, but his corner convinced him to stop the fight.
Yeah.
He goes to the hospital, ends up having to have emergency brain surgery, and then dies the next day. So rest in peace to him. That just goes to show you how fucking dangerous MMA and boxing. I mean, it's all dangerous. Any contact sport's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just contact, but especially combat sports. I mean, you're fucking literally trying to kill each other. You know what I mean? So, very, very sad, and hopefully, prayers go out to his family and his friends and stuff. So, Tucker getting a rear naked choke there. Davison Figueiredo took a dominant unanimous decision, 30-27s across the board versus Alexander Pantoja. Still one of my favorite fighters at 125 pounds in the men's division. But, he couldn't get the fight into his wheelhouse, which is jiu-jitsu. And what I find a lot about these guys who, he's not one-dimensional. He can throw hands, he can fucking mix things up, but it's wrestling. Okay, he needs to learn how to wrestle better because his takedowns will set up his Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Okay, if you can't take the guy down, then you can't use your jits unless they knock you down and they go into your world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where Pantoja needs to improve. Other than that, the dude's got a solid fucking chin. His stand-up wasn't as crisp as Figueiredo's, but that's to be expected. Figueiredo's a badass. I'm going to start calling him by... Oh, well, his first name's hard to pronounce, too. Okay. Davison. I'm going to go with Davison. So, that was a fun fight. Through and through. And while we're talking about fun fights, why don't you give me the performance bonuses?
All right. So, for fight of the night is Davison Figueiredo and Alexander Pantoja. They got the fight of the night. Performance of the night goes to, I want to say something cool, Mr. TKO, or no, Mr. Knockout, that's what it was. Mr. Jeff Neal. And performance of the night also goes to Hakeem Dawodu.
Okay, so Hakeem and Jeff both pick up $50K.
Yes, sir.
And then Pantoja and Figueiredo also took home $50K for their fight of the night. So
yes, sir.
2 performance or knockouts of the night here,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 fight of the night instead of the 4 performance bonuses.
Yep.
Or, yeah. Anyway.
I mean,
That Pantoja Figueiredo.
yeah, that, dude. If that
I love flyweights, man.
if that didn't get it, I would have rioted
You by yourself.
by myself, one man.
In
riot.
my house.
That's right.
Shit. I'm glad they got it, man. Oh, I'm glad they got it.
That'd be
what would be your a close second though?
Close second. I think close second would have been the Araujo and Alexis Davis fight.
No way.
At least, in my opinion.
For
yeah.
fight of the night, okay, the close second would have been Cyborg Spencer or Neil Price. Those two were more exciting than. I was actually kind of worried because of the way that the Neil Price fight was going.
Yeah.
I was worried that Pantoja Figueiredo would have been in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Because that was fucking exciting. And then our girl, Jillian Robertson, taking on Sarah Frota. I think that's probably the first TKO of her career.
I think so. I think that's what she had said.
Oh, excuse me.
And it looked fucking amazing. Whoa.
Sorry, y'all
You
are going
good?
here. Yeah, It's 1:45 in the morning, almost 2 o'clock, somewhere in there. So, yeah, there was some slick transitions on the ground because that's where most of this fight took place, was on the ground, which is where Jillian's comfortable. You know what I mean? I just don't know where she gets the nickname Savage. Because she doesn't fight like a savage. She's more savvy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't take a whole lot of punishment. She kind of like floats, you know what I mean? Stays out of trouble. So I don't necessarily see her as a savage. And then of course she goes and gets the first knockout of her fucking career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a fucking savage. You know what I mean? So, but
well, she almost didn't. Froda had her in some pretty tight submission predicaments there for a minute.
But I think that Jillian's too smart for that shit. That shit won't go play.
Well, I think what I've noticed is that when certain fighters they get in the submission, I guess they would be the submission. I don't know. However it would be worded. If they get in it and they're calm and they're carefully, strategically making their way out of it, 9 times out of 10 they're going to get out of it, and I've seen them win. It's the fighters that get put in that position and they either freak out because like, oh shit, I'm in this position, I need to get out, and they start squirming too much, and all that does is just make it tighter and tighter, and it's like quicksand. The more you move, the more you get stuck, and so you can't get out, and so all you have left to do is
golf clap.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going, stop it.
So, yeah, she's got the finish in round 2. There was only about 47 seconds left in the round. But still, I didn't see too much protest from Frota, so I think, she was cool with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the same time, it's like, if the ref calls a fight, I mean, it is what it is. Whether they stop it early, stop it late, stop it right on time, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, the fight's over. I mean...
your life got saved, so...
I mean, or in some cases, your fucking career, just took an L. But, I mean...
Poor choice of words, I guess.
Right? Well, I mean, it just is what it is. And I'm glad that a lot of fighters are, kind of, instead of blaming the ref, blame yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Except for in, like, those blatant cases, you know what I mean? The ref is just trying to do, like, the best that they fucking can. But, like, stopping a fight when nobody tapped, and there was no, like, verbal anything, like, because I've seen that shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Lee versus fucking Michael Chiesa.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, I don't remember the ref, it might have been, like, Yamasaki, or one of the refs that always fucks up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, there was no tap. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those fucking things. And then your first fight of the night, you had Eric Koch, former featherweight contender, 145-pound contender, making his welterweight debut, 170 pounds.
And it looked like he was having some trouble carrying that new extra weight around.
Mm-hmm. I don't think his conditioning was quite there for that weight.
Yeah, well, I mean, making your debut to, at a heavier weight, I mean, I would kind of expect, to show a little bit of fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Well, look at what happened with Conor when he fought Nate at 170 pounds. He was carrying extra weight that he didn't know, like, how to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he said he blew his wad early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you could kind of see that happen to Coke over here.
Yeah. I think the first round looked
Coke
really
blew
good.
his wad. Really? Did I just say that? Jesus.
But, he was looking really good in round one. I just think stepped on the gas too much, let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
And round two, he was okay. But then round three, you could kind of tell that he was a little bit gassed, but it didn't let him stop him, and I think that's what ultimately got him that decision. I mean, on top of, like, whatever else was going on. But that was mainly I think that's what got him through, was making sure that he could, go the distance.
Well, and he was fighting a really fucking big dude. Kyle Stewart's not a small guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kyle was also coming off of loss in his UFC debut, so probably looking for a little bit of redemption. Probably, I'd imagine a guy coming in is probably trying not to take a loss because now his back's against the wall. He's 0-2. Next time out, if he still has a contract, he's fighting for his job. So there's all this kind of shit that's going through his mind. And then you got Coke, who's going through all kinds of personal shit and, was kind of taking this new weight class as a new lease on, the career, and maybe he could take some short notice opportunities and, make the best of, fighting. I think he just wants to fight more, and that's the way that he ultimately is going to do it. He's going to, just way more. The less I have to cut, the more opportunities I could take, I believe is the way that he put it. So, it was very strange to see him so big. I'm used to seeing him bald and sucked in. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, it was actually, like, I'm kind of digging this, everybody moving up rather than moving down.
Yeah.
So, and then what do we got now?
Just some stuff.
You just want to do a little preview of next week?
Yeah, next week we've got, I'll just run over everything. July 28th, we've got Ryzen 17. July 30th, which is Tuesday, Dana White's Contender Series number 22. July 30th, we've got WXC 80, Warrior Wednesday 5. August 2nd, we have One Championship 99, Dawn of Heroes. And Friday, August 2nd, we have LFA number 73, Moles versus Yanez 2. That's gonna be fantastic. A rematch?
Yeah, that's in Dallas. It's a rematch. Moles versus Yanez. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Oh yeah.
So Moles, always fun to watch. This kid has a really, really, really hard head. If you haven't seen him fight, like, you're in for a fucking treat. So there's also some other fan favorites on that card. So that's going to be from Dallas, Texas next week. I mean, you know, we're not pushing the LFA too hard, are we?
And I left one out because I'm a very horrible person. August 3rd, which is next Saturday, you got UFC on ESPN 5, or we'll probably call it UFC Newark or UFC New Jersey. I don't know what we'll call it.
Probably UFC Newark.
But the main event is Covington versus Lawler.
The main event that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
So, they got a preview. They got our fucking bullshit tangents. They got our fucking bullshit takes on all the cards. They heard us fucking talk about LFA till we were blue in the face. We're professional now. We're officially media. So, go for that.
But you know what they have not heard? You can catch us at YouTube. You just type in our name on our YouTube channel, and
you type in our name on our YouTube channel?
That's right, because I don't know how to fucking speak either.
You go to youtube.com and then you go into the search bar and you type in HeadKick Audio or HeadKick Audio, and we pop up. You can also
we may or
follow
may
us.
not. I don't know. You gotta type it in. And
you gotta figure it out. Is that what it is?
That's right.
It's you never fucking know. You're not gonna know until you know, right? And then on Instagram we're HKA_AZ.
Yep.
On Twitter we are at HeadKick Audio. On Facebook, same thing, at HeadKick Audio. You can follow Super Jonathan at the MMA White Belt.
Yep.
And then I'm just like, what, Steve Front 09 or Steven Front Route, some shit like that.
Yeah, we gotta come up with the cool.
Cool
thing.
Go drop some comments or something on our fucking Twitter and come up with my new nickname. So we'll come up with some stupid shit. It'll be fun. I so look forward to that.
Always.
Real quick before we go, I got Felicia Spencer on Twitter. She says, "Thank you all for the support after this amazing journey at UFC 240 ended. Not the outcome I planned for and believed in, but I can take away a lot from this night. All respect to Chris Cyborg." So, classy and defeat. I like it. Hashtag
I like that.
respect.
That's right.
So, that is it for HeadKick Audio, episode number 17. So, Jonathan, at the White Belt MMA. Or the MMA White Belt, sorry, I'm already fucking it up. I came up with it, goddammit. At the MMA White Belt. You know what to do.